Welcome, curious minds, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a different kind of journey. Think of it as a rapid-fire global tour, uncovering some really astonishing truths about countries all over the planet.
It's like peeling back the layers, isn't it? Finding those hidden wonders and unique quirks.
Exactly. And our mission for this deep dive is really to pull out those aha moments. We've got this amazing collection of surprising facts, one for almost every country.
And each one gives you a little window into, well, the nation's soul, maybe its history, or just its unique place in the world today.
Right. It's kind of a shortcut to being, incredibly well-informed. Plus, you get some seriously good trivia out of it.
Definitely cocktail party worthy.
Absolutely. So let's unpack this global adventure, explore some of the most unexpected corners of our world.
And what I find fascinating is how these details, sometimes really small things, just remind you how much unique stuff is out there. Every corner of the earth really does hold something special.
It often challenges what you think you know, doesn't it?
Completely.
Okay, so we've picked out a bunch of these facts, really chosen for their ability to surprise and maybe offer a bit of insight. We'll be jumping around different regions, different themes.
That's great. Where are we starting?
Let's begin with a giant, China. Population, 1.43 billion people? You expect massive scale, obviously.
Right.
But get this, China makes 63 million pairs of chopsticks every single year.
Pairs. So that's 126 million single sticks. Wow.
Anyway.
That volume, especially the disposable ones, it really speaks to that clash between tradition and, well, modern mass consumption. It's a huge environmental point, too.
But it's not just disposable, right?
Yeah.
There's craftsmanship involved, too.
Oh, absolutely. You've got everything from those mass-produced ones to these incredibly detailed, handcrafted sets that can take like a month to make.
A month for chopsticks.
Yeah, it shows that dedication to preserving artisan skills, even alongside huge industrial output. It's like a little snapshot of the whole country's economy balancing old and new.
Fascinating.
Okay.
So from one population giant to another, India. About 1.37 billion people.
And another place with an incredibly rich history.
Rich and sweet. Did you know India basically gave the world its sweet tooth?
Ah, you're talking about sugar refinement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sugarcane itself came from Southeast Asia, but India was apparently the first place to chemically refine it way back, maybe 2,500 years ago.
And that single development, refining sugar, it fundamentally changed everything. Global diets, economies, trade routes, even social structures.
It's kind of mind-blowing how one innovation ripples out like that.
It really is. How many everyday things do we just use or consume without knowing their ancient origins, Sugar is a huge one.
Definitely makes you think. Okay, let's hop across the globe. North America, the United States. Population around 329 million.
Okay.
We all know the flag, the stars and stripes. Iconic. But here's the kicker. The current 50-star version. Designed by a high school kid.
For a class project, wasn't it? Back in 1958.
That's the one, Robert G. Heft.
Oh.
And the craziest part, he actually anticipated Alaska and Hawaii becoming states before it happened.
He did. He put 50 stars on it when there were only 48 states. Incredible foresight.
And his teacher initially gave him a B-.
Only a B-. Goes to show, right? Sometimes groundbreaking ideas pop up in the most unexpected places and aren't always recognized immediately. Now it's this enduring symbol.
Incredible story. All right, let's head to Southeast Asia. Indonesia. Population 270.6 million. It's the world's largest island nation.
Thousands and thousands of islands.
That's the thing. Thousands is right, but nobody knows exactly how many.
Really? Still?
Apparently. Even after a big effort in 2017 to count them all, they still ended up with several different numbers.
Wow. That just highlights the sheer scale, the logistical challenge of even mapping, let alone governing a country that's so fragmented. It's like it actively resists being pinned down.
It makes things like conservation and development incredibly complex, I imagine.
Absolutely. You can't manage what you can't fully measure.
Okay, next up, Pakistan. Population around 216.6 million.
Right.
There's a small city there, Sialkot. We've heard of it.
Vaguely. Maybe in a manufacturing context.
Exactly. This one city produces 40%, 40, of the entire world's soccer balls.
40% from one city.
Yep. Almost half the soccer balls kicked around globally come from Sialkot.
That's an amazing example of specialized industrial concentration. A single city becoming this, well, hidden global hub for one specific product. Incredible reach.
Really puts things in perspective. Okay, let's go to Africa. Nigeria, 201 million people.
Okay.
Among the Yoruba people, primarily in the Southwest, there's something extraordinary happening. They have the highest rate of twin births in the world.
Oh, I think I've heard about this. It's remarkably high, isn't it?
It is, like 50 sets of twins per 1,000 births.
That's incredible. And there's a theory about why, right? Linked to their diet.
Yeah, the leading scientific theory points to a specific type of yam they eat pretty regularly. Apparently, it contains something that acts like an ovarian stimulant.
Fascinating. It's a potential link between diet, environment, and this really unique biological outcome. Shows how interconnected everything can be.
Absolutely. Now let's swing over to Mexico. 127.6 million people. Land of ancient pyramids, obviously.
Chichen Itza, Teotihuacan.
Right. But the biggest pyramid in the world isn't one of the famous ones. It's the Great Pyramid of Cholula.
Cholula. I know the city, but biggest in the world. Bigger than Giza.
Base-wise, yes. 4 times larger than Giza's base. But here's the catch. It's mostly covered by dirt and plants. It's more like a hill with a church built on top.
No way. So it's hidden in plain sight.
Pretty much. Believed to be Aztec, maybe 2,000 years old.
Wow. That really speaks to how much history can be literally buried, hidden right under our feet. Makes you wonder what else is out there, obscured.
Doesn't it just... Okay, sticking with ancient history and huge discoveries. Ethiopia. Population 112 million.
Ethiopia.
Ah, Lucy.
Exactly. The site where Lucy, that incredibly famous 3.2 million-year-old hominin fossil, was discovered back in 1974.
A discovery that just rewrote our understanding of human evolution, early human behavior, showed us bipedalism came before large brains. Right. And the name came from the Beatles song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, which was playing at the camp, right?
That's the story. It really connects us all, doesn't it? I find like that shifts our whole perspective on where we come from, our shared deep history.
It truly does. Okay, let's shift gears completely. Education. Germany. 83.5 million people.
Germany, known for engineering efficiency.
And free college tuition. For everyone, even foreigners.
That's a big one. It really reflects a different societal value, doesn't it? Viewing higher education as a public good, an investment, rather than just a commodity you purchase.
Absolutely. And it must be a huge draw for international students, for global talent.
No doubt. It shapes their intellectual landscape, their future workforce in a really profound way, a very different approach than many other Western nations.
Definitely food for thought. Okay, Middle East now. Iran, population 82.9 million.
Iran. Interesting. What's the fact here?
A really distinctive approach to family planning. It's actually encouraged through religious edicts supporting contraception.
That seems counterintuitive to some perception.
Right. And there's more. Couples are legally required to take a class on modern contraception before they can get a marriage license.
Wow. That's a unique blend of religious guidance and government policy working together on a national scale for family planning. Quite a distinctive model for public health.
Very unusual intersection. Okay, next up, Morocco. 36.5 million people.
Morocco. Thinking ancient cities, markets.
And ancient universities, the University of Al-Qarawiyyin in Fez. It dates back to 859 A.D.
859. That makes it.
The oldest known continuously operating university in the world.
Incredible. Over a millennium of learning in one place. That's more than just old. It's a symbol of the enduring power of education, how knowledge centers shape civilizations over vast stretches of time.
A true legacy. Now for something a bit different, Uzbekistan, 33 million people. Fascinating superstitions around bread.
Bread superstitions. Okay, tell me more.
Well, for one, you should never, ever place bread upside down. It's considered really rude, disrespectful. And when someone leaves home, maybe for a trip, they break off a piece of bread from a loaf, and the family keeps the rest. The belief is the bread, and by extension, the person will be preserved until they return.
That's beautiful, actually. It shows such a deep cultural reverence for a staple food. It's not just sustenance, it's symbolic. Connection, home, tradition, all wrapped up in a loaf of bread.
It really is. All right, Peru now. 32.5 million people. Home to one of archaeology's great mysteries.
Gotta be the Nazca lines.
You got it. Those enormous ancient geoglyphs. Birds, spiders, monkeys, geometric shapes, etched into the desert floor, dating back maybe 500 BC to 500 AD.
And the real kicker is you can only really see them, appreciate the full figures from high up in the air.
Exactly, which leads to all sorts of speculation about how and why they were made, astronomical significance, ritual pathways. we still don't fully know.
It definitely makes you reconsider what ancient civilizations were capable of, their perspectives, their connection to the landscape, and maybe the cosmos. How did they achieve that scale and precision?
A true enigma. Okay, here's a geographical curveball for you. Ecuador, 17.4 million people.
Ecuador, Andes, Galapagos.
Think mountains. Mount Chimborazo. It's not the tallest mountain based on height above sea level.
Right, Everest holds that title.
Chimborazo is the highest point on Earth's surface, the point furthest from the Earth's center, and therefore technically the closest point on Earth to outer space.
How does that work?
It's because the Earth isn't a perfect sphere. It bulges at the equator. It's in the oblate spheroid. Chimborazo is very close to the equator, so that bulge gives it the edge over Everest in terms of distance from the center.
Ah, right. That makes sense. So it challenges that common assumption about Everest being the highest in every sense. Fascinating. How many things do we assume about our planet that aren't quite right?
Good question. Okay, let's jump to Singapore. Population 5.8 million. A city-state known for modernity, efficiency.
And strict rules sometimes.
Maybe. But also national pride. They printed their entire national anthem in microtext on the back of their $1,000 banknote.
The whole anthem on a banknote.
Yep. Tiny, tiny print, but it's all there.
That's incredibly intricate, a really unique way to embed national identity right into the currency. It's not just money, it's a tiny monument.
Exactly. Carrying the country's essence in your wallet. Okay, Finland now. 5.5 million people.
Finland, thinking design, saunas, education.
And baby boxes.
Ah, yes, the famous Finnish baby box, a fantastic tradition.
It really is. Since 1949, the government gives every expectant mother a cardboard box which doubles as a first bed for the baby filled with essentials. Clothes, sheets, toys.
And it started because Finland had really high infant mortality rates back in the 30s, right? This was a practical way to help give every child an equal, healthy start.
Exactly. And it's clearly worked. It's a tangible symbol of their commitment to welfare, and they have one of the lowest infant mortality rates globally now.
A wonderful example of social policy.
Absolutely. From public welfare to political rights. New Zealand, 4.8 million people.
Kiwi land. Beautiful place.
And a pioneering one. In 1893, New Zealand became the first self-governing country in the world to grant women the right to vote in parliamentary elections.
1893, that's incredibly early. A true landmark achievement for democracy and women's rights globally. They really set a precedent.
Definitely something to celebrate. Okay, time for a fashion fact. Croatia, 4.1 million people.
Croatia, Adriatic coast, beautiful cities, fashion.
Invented the necktie.
Get out! Really, the necktie.
Yep, or la cravate, as the French called it. It originated in the 17th century with Croatian mercenaries who were hired by the French king Louis XIII. They wore these distinctive neckerchiefs.
And the French aristocracy picked it up.
Exactly. And the rest is history.
Wow, who knew? The origins of everyday items can be so specific and unexpected. From military wear to boardroom staple.
Amazing, isn't it? Okay, next, a very unique school requirement. Armenia, population 3 million.
Armenia, rich history, culture.
And mandatory chess lessons. It's the only country in the world where chess is a required subject in school.
Required, like math or history.
That's right. They really value the strategic thinking it develops.
And does it pay off?
Apparently so. Armenia produces a disproportionately high number of chess grandmasters per capita and often punches way above its weight in international competitions. It shows a real national dedication to intellectual development.
A fascinating educational strategy.
Definitely. Now, from a complex game to a very specific product. Liechtenstein. Tiny country, population just over 38,000.
Liechtenstein. Tucked between Switzerland and Austria, what are they known for, besides being small and wealthy?
False teeth.
False teeth. Seriously.
World's leading producer. One company there, Ivoclar Vivadent, makes something like 60 million artificial teeth a year. That's about 20% of the global market.
20% of the world's false teeth from Liechtenstein. That's unbelievable. It just goes to show how even the smallest nations can dominate these highly specialized niche markets.
Yep.
A hidden economic powerhouse.
You'd never guess. Okay, let's go to Palau, an island nation east of the Philippines, population around 18,000.
Palau, known for diving, rock islands.
And a strict matrilineal system. It's one of the very few places where kinship, inheritance, and social structure are traced through the mother's line.
So women hold significant power.
Yes. Women traditionally choose the male chiefs. They can also rescind that status, and they control clan money.
That's a fascinating contrast to the patriarchal systems dominant elsewhere. It really offers a different perspective on governance, gender roles, family dynamics, shows the diversity of human social structures.
Absolutely. Now, another tiny island nation, another unique story, Tuvalu, population just under 12,000.
Tuvalu, very low-lying, concerned about climate change.
Very much so. But their largest source of national income is quite modern. It comes from their internet country code domain, .tv.
Ah, the .tv domain.
Right.
They lease it out.
Exactly. Companies, especially media ones, pay Tuvalu for web addresses ending in that very desirable suffix.
That's incredibly resourceful. A small nation finding a significant revenue stream in the digital economy by leveraging essentially two letters. Ingenious adaptation.
It really is. Okay, next up, a more sobering fact. Roaru, tiny island, just 8 square miles, population around 10,700.
Nauru. I know it had a history with phosphate mining that didn't end well.
Right. And unfortunately, today it ranks as the fattest country in the world. The average BMI is 32.5, and over 60% of adults are considered obese.
Wow, that's a stark statistic. It points to some really serious public health challenges, often seen in small island nations, unfortunately. Dependence on imported processed foods often plays a big role after traditional livelihoods change.
A complex issue with historical roots. It highlights how global forces can impact local health in dramatic ways.
Definitely.
All right, our final stop. The smallest recognized independent country in the world, the Holy See, or Vatican City, population, around 800 people.
The heart of the Catholic Church, but also its own sovereign state.
Exactly, and here's the quirk. Despite not being in the Eurozone or the EU, it uses the euro as its official currency.
And they mint their own euros, don't they, with the Pope's image?
They do. They have an agreement with Italy, acting on behalf of the EU. They mint their own euro coins, which are highly collectible, and issue their own stamps, too.
It's such a unique political and economic arrangement, underscores its exceptional status, not just religious, but a distinct entity on the global stage with its own specific agreements.
Truly one of a kind. Wow. What a trip that was, huh? From billions of chopsticks in China to the Vatican minting its own euros.
It really covers the spectrum, doesn't it? Grand history, quirky modern customs, huge populations, tiny nations making a global impact in unexpected ways.
These little nuggets of knowledge, they really do paint an incredible picture of our world's diversity.
Absolutely. And it makes you think, what does it all mean? Perhaps just that the most interesting insights are often hiding in those small, unexpected details. We just need to look closer.
Yeah. And this quick tour, it definitely raises a question for me anyway.
Yeah.
In a world that feels so connected, how many of these local wonders, these unique contributions from individual countries, are we still missing? How much is still out there to appreciate?
That's the perfect question to end on. There's always more to discover, more to understand about the incredible tapestry of cultures and places that make up our shared planet.
Well, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity. We encourage you to keep exploring, keep looking for those hidden gems and surprising facts.
Keep asking questions.
Until next time, stay curious.